And a very warm welcome to Staverton Park to the Foodservice Packaging Association annual golf day. We're going to wander around the golf course and capture one or two of the great players participating today. Players that turned down the opportunity to go and play in this week's US Open. So let's head out on the golf course. Whilst all the players were out on the golf course, Julie was on the putting green as part of the activities day, taking lessons from the PGA pros, and there we go, a star of the future, and I'm sure she won't have any problems getting a playing partner. And out on the golf course, there were a few players having their own little adventures. Dave Marshall, known as Bubba Marshall, going down the first. He just got past the ladies' tee, but that's a wonderful recovery shot and back in the middle of the fairway. And who you thought Bubba was having problems, Steve Cranswick. He's been going everywhere, and he was going to have a caddy, but he was advised he'd be better with a sniffer dog. He has been some places here at Staverton Park. The Limpac packaging team certainly having their problems down the first fairway. But Mark Simpson here, and regarded as one of the finest iron players in the game of golf. Peter Alice was talking about him. He's not a member of a golf club, he's a touring golfer. He just tours the length and breadth of the country, winning tournaments. 24 handicap, professional bandit, and that's a nice shot there as the ball just heads off nicely towards the middle of the bunker. And up on the green, Tony O'Farrell, one of Ireland's finest golfers from Shannon. Christy O'Connor and all those golfing greats talk about him, and there we go. Nicely rolled in for a 7, and that stops the run of 8s on the scorecard. At the 16th hole, Graham Hunter, playing off 19 handicap, and lovely shot there. And yes, one of the stars on the seniors tour. He's been playing the game for donkey's years and wants so much money in the game. Tommy Horton and all the greats talk about it. The SCA team doing very well. Jeremy Bennett on the team ground. Nice little par 3, and that's a low shot, known as a sister-in-law. Nice when you're there, but you just don't tell anyone that you've been there. Martin Dorr. Now come on, Martin. 18 handicap, 4 under, an eagle and 2 birdies, and another splendid shot on the right leg, sponsored by Superglue. Rob Barnes, he's just learnt how to tee the ball up. Bought a golfing book the other day, read all 99 pages. Aim the club, tee the ball up, left hand, right hand. And here he is today. Now. The hole was 100 yards, and we're now 90 yards left of the green. We're going to have to go back and read page 51, 52, 59, 68, 71. But doing very well, and the team are my favourites today. They're playing like stars. Now, Robin Maxwell, and another great golfer, and wonderful balance there on the follow-through as we watch that ball sailing off nicely deep in the jungle on the right-hand side. From the Celebration P&P team, Graham Long. Second shot here at the 15th hole. Oh, that's gone along the ground as well. We had 300 yards to go. We now have 285. Now, Colin Alden. Here we go. Feet together. Left foot out, right foot out. He's the British Hokey Cokey champion, and it's nice to see a few of the sporting stars out playing today. And finally, one of our celebrities here today, Trevor Hunter, and you may recognise him. He's been on the stage and screen for many years. He used to be Captain Mannering in Dad's Army, and here he is today, wandering around Staverton Park, making a few birdies along the way. Yes, and it's nice to see the boys from Grange Hill out in their school uniform today. Hill, Stuart Clark. It's nice to see him. He's that school uniform, he can still get it in, and there you go, wonderful drive there, nicely past the ladies' tee. Now Michael Gorner, come on Michael, let's have a nice drive. Got all the gear and no idea, and wonderful shot there, and can't believe it, we've never been that far on holiday. Now Alan Palmer, come on Alan. Played in the very first Ryder Cup back in 1927. He was a great friend of Samuel Ryder's and many of the greats. Arnold Palmer, they all talk about him. And finally, Mark Bandit Yates bought a new driver that's nearly as big as him. Oh, and a great shot there. Look at that there. There you go. You see, down the middle. What would you expect? The boys having a day off school today. Whilst we had the cast from Grange Hill, we even had the cast from Emmerdale. They've turned up today. And they even followed Chelsea, believe it or not. And on the tee first, Howard Colliver. And he really is a star. He plays the landlord at the Woolpack, and he's got to get back for closing time later. And I'm sure there's a little bit of hanky-panky going on with the young barmaid, but there's a fine shot there as he powers that iron down the centre of the fairway. And playing alongside him, John Young. Now here's another fine golfer, and Peter Alice was saying he's amazed that he's not participating in the US Open this week. But here we are. Par 5, 495 yards. Currently 25 over par. We've only played 7 holes. Oh, and amazing that as the ball just ventures off down the middle there. Well done. Now Raymond McNamara. Now here's a fine golfer, and you see, when you've got a little bit of a paunch on, it's not a good idea to wear the hoops going around the summer. He's one of the trained athletes. Bought a new golfing shirt, and it comes complete with airbag. And finally, Rob Little. So the boys from Emmerdale, they have to get back later, but this is the man that can play a bit of golf, and a good drive, that's all that's required. And a wonderful shot there, no problems there. He's a little bit like Palmer in the follow-through, but a wonderful shot. Third tee, Jim Harris. Now, come on, Jim, he's another one of the big hitters. A nice tee shot there, no problems. Great balance and a wonderful athlete, and the look of amazement as we've just knocked it on the fair. We've been out here for hours and hours, and it's the first one we've hit. Now, Graham Barton. Now, come on, Graham. A nicely executed shot. Won the Open Championship back in 1957, and it's great to see these star players. He used to play with hickory shafted clubs in those days, but nowadays all the conventional gear and hitting it like a star. Now, come on, Leslie Dooling. Now, there's another fine golfer, and won so much in the game, where Woods has won millions. Over the last 15 years, we've managed to win 73 pence. And that's a splendid shot, and if we keep going like that, we're going to double our money today. Here he is, and it's lovely to see Norris from Coronation Street, Mark Norris, on the teeing ground, wearing the Gary Player outfit. That's good. And a nice little tweak of the right leg on the follow-through. Just because we're on camera, we're doing a little bit of posing. Down on the 6th tee, Eric Wright. He claims the honour after a splendid birdie, and that's not a bad shot there, and even Douglas Bader had more leg movement. Now Richard Dobson, he's got the look of Shearer about him, and now come on now, let's have a good one here. It's not bad there, and yeah, it's an interesting setup position, but the ball powered off some 290 yards at the heart of the fairway. Now, Derek Hornet, known as one of the oldest swingers in the game, and it's amazing how many great players you see with their hands around the opposite way. There was a couple on the tour that won, Vincent Tababula and Dennis Swalens, and there's a man that may well go on to become a champion player one day. I'm finally wearing the Marks and Spencer's summer range of golfing clothing, Guy coats. Now come on, Guy. That's the way. Line up there, and that's the way. Left hand on right hand. Now, we were here this morning at 4 o'clock with a bottle of scotch and a few bacon butties on the driving range, and new driver. And a wonderful shot there. Look at that there. Great balance there. And yes, he's been a champion for some 100 years, and nowadays just bracing the fairways down the centre. Well, wandering back out on the course, Steve Cranswick still having his problems. That's not bad at all. You see, we've been everywhere on this golf course. As I say, he's an adventurous golfer. 7th tee, Steve Henwood. A great setup position, and that's a nice one. A little bit like Miguel there. That's a nice shot there, and well done. He's going along quite well. Last 4-5 holes, he's gone 5-4, 4-5-5, and a 4 here. The telephone number of a very nice Chinese restaurant in Northampton. Chris Copeland on the tee, 18 handicap, and another splendid shot. You see this, making the game look so easy. The ball just sailing off the heart of the fairway. And very colour coordinated today. And Adrian Freppleton. Now come on, Adrian. 24 handicap. A few pars, and what a great swing that is for a 24 handicap. And there you go. Did you get that? Yes. The video will be going back to the handicap committee. Finally, Happy Gilmore, Chris Henwood, wearing the Adams Jr. range of golfing clothing. Now, come on, Chris, let's have a good drive here. We're going to run. Wait, no. That's it. Had a golf lesson of the guys at the academy earlier, and this looks a great setup. This little waggle. Oh, that was one of the worst golf shots that I've seen today. I don't think we've got past the ladies' tee. Last time we saw a hat like that, it was Benny wearing it in Crossroads. Oh, we're going to have a mulligan. There you go, you see. Training for the next Olympics. Now, come on now. That was horrendous, that first one. That's better. Why didn't we do it like that the first time? We've just knocked it some 250 yards past the last drive we hit. 10th green, Stephen Oates. Now, this putt for birdie. There you go, no problems at all. You see, they'll be doing that in the US Open this weekend. And here he is, one of the finest putters in the game of golf. Well, 11th tee after a fine birdie to claim the honour. Stephen Oates. Now, come on, Stephen. There's another great drive. You see, they always pull the best swings out when they're on camera, and yeah, we'll be absolutely delighted with that. Now, come on now, Chris White. Now, come on, Chris. Craig Stadler's look-alike, and all we've got to do is just knock it down the middle, and there's a great shot there. And the Vine athlete, he used to be one of triplets, and he managed to eat the other two. And finally, the team firing on 3 cylinders. Martin Walker. Now, come on, Martin. 28 handicap and all those shots, and it's not bad there. And we're playing army golf, going left, right, left, right. It's nice to meet up with Mike Bristow again from Southampton. Met him a few weeks ago, and he's out playing in his golfing shirt, that pink shirt. He's the captain of the Southampton Gay Golfing Society, and it's lovely to see him, and he's looking for a few new members. Also playing in the team, James Cushion. Now, come on. 120 yards to go, and another man. It was a wonderful touch, the touch of a midwife, and that was the perfect delivery. Well, every so often we're privileged to see one of the finest bunker players in the world. Simon Tanzer plays golf at Kettering, and that's an excellent shot there. And yes, taught Nakajima and many of the golfing greats how to play bunker shots. But when he's not working, he's also a very good gardener. You see the way the rake is going back and forward, and a great bunker player, but a better gardener. And if ever you need your garden doing, give him a call. He only charges $4.95 an hour, and later in the summer he'll have a new gardening program. He'll be joining Alan Titchmarsh and Charlie Dimmock. Yes, we normally stand like that on golf days. Now, come on now, Richard Nichols. This putt very valuable for the team, and for a par net birdie. Whoops. They've moved the hole again, but never mind. We'll still get a couple points at the end of the hole, and we'll just tap this little tiddler in. That's better. It's an easy old game when they go in the hole. Now, 15th hole, Michael Longstaff now. Look of concentration, and team nicely under par. Look at that there. Yes, we've hit our best on the camera there. There we go, well done. Been a few places as well. He was going to sign up a contract with Heineken because he's reaching parts of Staverton Park that no one else has ever reached. Now Rod Muir, now come on Rod. Let's have a good one here. Nice swing there, like the Big Easy there. No problems there. Lovely action, and I think we could be very happy with that. Now James Howard, now come on James. A little bit of legwork there. Be appearing in Strictly Come Dancing at Christmas, and it's a fine shot there. Look at that there. Yes, we'll be delighted with that. We've lost our tee peg. Only cost the penny. It doesn't matter about the ball. It was £3 out the pro shop, and there we go. Easy. We can carry on playing now. Believe it or not. There we go. That's it. It's only a penny. We've found it. And finally, John Norman. He's had some great news this morning, and he used to be Albert in Step 2 and Son, and he's been asked to be the new compo in the new series of Last of the Summer Wine, and he'll be back here playing with Nora Batty in August in the Mixed Greensomes. Vodka. It puts 20 yards on your drive. Our 15th hole, Mark Jonas from Manchester, and he's known as Manchester's oldest swinger, and here we are, opening up the shoulders. He's played the game for many years, and it's not bad. There's not many players that can line up on one side of the ball, take off, nearly finish up facing in the opposite direction. They'll still hit it down the middle. Now, come on now, Martin Pugh. A long drive from Somerset, and hands on the club, and it's amazing how many great players you're going to see this week at the US Open playing with the shirts out. It's the new fashion in the game of golf, and there we go, knees forward. Used to ride the 315, and that's not a bad shot now. That's not bad there, yes. Hey, we've been playing like a donkey, and it's the first drive we've hit down the middle. Martin Badbaraski from Edinburgh. He's one of the great players, and here we go. Now, come on now, lad. We've lost 24 Pro Vs. We've been up and down trees more times than Tarzan, but here we go. All we need is the perfect drive. I think we've frozen. That's it. That's not bad. Look at that there, and jump back. That's the way, you see, and that's it. I think we're in danger of losing another one, but we're blending in nicely with the trees today. And finally, Graham Foster. Now, come on, Graham. And another one with the hands the opposite way around. And that's a nice shot there, and the ball just finding the heart of the fairway, some 300 yards away. Here we go. We've got a little wager on with the people across the course, and be able to have a little drink later and celebrate with all of our winnings. When you're a great player like Graham, you can take your trolley straight across the middle of the teeing ground. It doesn't matter here at Staverton Park. Well, the Four Aces team are not firing on all cylinders today. Chris Penn having his problems here at the 11th hole, and oh, Chris, lad, it's going from bad to worse. So, a little bit of problems with the first tee shot. David Blake. Now, come on, David. Beautiful golf hole, and that's a lovely swing there, and no problems. Now, Raymond Penn. Now, there's a great golfing name, and won tournaments all over the world, and now plays on the seniors tour, and he's won $1 million in the game of golf, and there he is. They all talk about him. Jack Nicklaus says he's one of the finest golfers that he's ever seen. And finally, Matt Wood. Now, come on now, boys. We've a few holes to go, and we're a few under par, and who knows, that first prize, that trip to the Masters at your own expense. Oh, now that was most probably the worst golf shot that we've seen today. The ball's finished up somewhere deep in those trees. And as Jack Nicklaus says, the secret to the game of golf is make sure you knock it down the middle. And this true golfing legend knows how to do it. Yes, and it's even nice to see that the Teletubbies have turned out Dipsy and Lala. Yes, and it's always nice to see these great characters. The Teletubbies, Barry Jones, he plays Dipsy in the series. Wait till I tell the kids back at the golf club I've seen the Teletubbies today. There's a great shot there, and no problems as Lala steps in. So, Dipsy nicely down the middle, so Lala, Ben Jones. Now, come on now. Benjamin Jones, and that's his real name, and great leg work. And a wonderful drive there. Well done there. Two great players, Dipsy and Lala. Now, come on now, Darren Clark. Ooh, now. We bent it like Beckham, working it down the middle, and may well be in a bird's nest on the left-hand side. And finally, Andrew Perry. Now, come on, Andrew. Excellent drive. Well done there. Yes, one of the best drives we've seen today, and what a great character. Lala. Our final group of the day on the tee. Stuart Love. Now, that's a good drive there, and well done, and it won't be long before we're in that bar. One of the many lefties here today, Darren Broad. Now, come on, Darren. So many great lefties in the game, and now. We've just hit it like Jeffrey Boycock, and I think we may well have got a 6 off that one. Now, Max Harris, known as Daisy to his friends, and oh, Daisy. I think that could well be in the middle of the fields with the cows. And finally, Ronald Matt Johnson. Now, come on. I hope today that everybody's enjoyed the day here at Staverton Park, and I'm sure there'll be many stories to be told in the bar at the end of the day about all the great drives Ooh, and even the little ones that we didn't get past the ladies' tee on. I look forward to meeting you all again, and remember, if I land on your fairway, I shall say hello. But if you land on my fairway, you can just say that, like Matt, you've just hit a trick shot.